Hello, welcome back. Today I have a Dell Latitude E6440 laptop. I have already started to disassemble this laptop. I will tell you what the problem is. This one came in without powering on. The problem with power. We have the original Dell charger, as you can see when we plug the charger on the back here. The light lights up for 1 second and then turns off, and if we press the power button there's nothing happening on the laptop. Alright, I also checked with my bench power supply to see if there's any consumption going on to the laptop with so if I monitor the amp meter on my power supply, there's nothing happening there. It's dead, zero amps going inside the laptop. So it's actually, it might not be a problem with the DC jack here, because once you plug in the DC jack for a split second, it turns on the light here. So this indicates that there is a connection with the DC jack. It's something is happening with the power circuit here. So what I have done actually is I removed the battery. I removed all the screws from the bottom cover, and I also removed this plastic thing around the keyboard, so I can take out the keyboard. And so I will continue with the disassembly of the laptop and remove the motherboard in order to be able to take some measurements inside and see what's going on. So stay with me, we'll fix this laptop today, if we can, of course. So let's first disconnect the keyboard. Alright, I just finished the disassembly of the laptop. I haven't removed completely the motherboard out of the case, I just removed the upper and the bottom case. So I can take some measurements now. So let's first remove the battery and see what's going on here. If we have something like a frozen BIOS or something with the power button. Okay, so let's connect. Let me first short the pins of the battery to accelerate the process of the resetting. All right. Now I will connect the power again. Come on. All right. And let me show you. As you can see, the power button was not this ribbon cable here. The power button is this, is a specific surface mount button on the motherboard. So let's measure this. Oh, the laptop is on. Oh, the laptop turned on. So probably it's a thing with the resetting of the motherboard, of the BIOS actually. So there's no serious problem with the motherboard. But I suspect there is a problem with the power button. Let me press it to see if the laptop turns off. Okay, I hear the click. I keep pressing the power button. And nothing is happening. So we probably have a problem with this button. Let me switch to the microscope and show you. Right. Let me zoom a little bit. So the power button is this thing here. All right. So let's use the multimeter to measure if we have voltage to the edges here. So wait a minute, because it's out of focus. Let me need some light more. This. Right. So let's take some measurements. We have nothing actually here. Nothing here. And on the top, nothing. Nothing. So we measure nothing here. There is a resistor. This is probably, no, this is coming from this, which is probably the lead sensor, which measures 4 or 5 volts. So, yeah, the movement of the button seems okay, but there is something wrong with the button itself. So there is a membrane that actually seals this button. We have to remove this membrane and use some contact cleaner spray to see if this will fix the problem. Alright, so let me turn off the laptop. I will take out the power in order to turn it off. And I will try to remove this tiny membrane here. We can do that. It's a very tiny, small membrane. Yes. We need a really fine tweezer here to catch this. Yes, I think we got it. All right, and the button is out, so we can see the contacts of the button. So actually this plate here shorts this with this. So let me completely remove it and take some measurements here. Right, I remove it and put it aside. So let's turn on the laptop. We will put the power again. The battery, the BIOS battery is out, so the laptop should turn on by itself again. Let's wait a little bit. No. Oh, yes, the laptop turned on by itself. All right, so let's have some measurements here. Okay, I'm using the black probe on a ground point, and let's measure on the center of the multimeter turned on by itself. We have nothing here. Nothing here. It's very weird. So actually, there's no voltage here. We should have 3.3 here. Or here. Probably here we should have 3.3. And we have nothing here. So that's the problem actually of the laptop. The user cannot turn on the laptop. So we have to see why there is no voltage here. Alright, so we might have to take out the motherboard because the contacts are on the opposite side of the motherboard. So give me some time. I will stop this recording now and I'll be back once I have removed the motherboard completely out of the case. Okay, I'm back. Actually, it's pointless to remove the motherboard because, let me show you. if you see on the other side, the case is open, so we can have a view of the back side of the motherboard. You see here is actually there's nothing. There's some data lines, there's nothing we can see here, so there is no need to remove the motherboard. So what we have to do actually is to see where the 3.3 volts are coming from. So let's go back to the microscope. Here's the button. So let me switch to the multimeter, to the beeping mode. So if we take the ground and probe here, so we know for sure that this part of the button is the ground. And this part is also ground. So this part is the 3.3 volts. So here we should have 3.3 volts and we don't. And if we follow this line, there is a test point here. So let me turn on the laptop again. And let me actually plug the power and measure if we have 3.3 volts here. So I'm going to plug the power. I have the battery, the BIOS battery plugged in again, so the laptop should not turn on. Let me switch to volt mode. So if we measure from here to here, we have 3.1 volts, so this is the signal for the power button. Let's wait to see if the laptop turns on by itself. If not, I'm gonna short this pin with the ground pin and the laptop should turn on. If this happens, then what we only have to do is actually solder a wire from here to here and solve the problem. If the button is still okay, we're gonna test it. So the laptop is not turning on by itself because I have plugged the BIOS battery again. So let me short these pins here, the ground with this one. Yes. Okay. So this is the thing. Okay, so now actually what we have to do is to solder a wire from here to here, or I'm gonna retouch this point here. Probably it's a cold solder. We're gonna see. So first I'm gonna retouch it with some flux and new solder here to see if this is gonna resolve the problem. Let's see under the microscope if we can see under angle here. All right, I think it's okay. All right, so let's plug the power and measure if we have the 3.3 volts there now. Multimeter. Around here. Let's measure here. We have nothing. Here we have 3.1. So there's something wrong with the line actually. It's broken. And we should have 3.3 here, and we don't. I think we should have 3. Let me remove the button again. Yeah, probably there's no other explanation. We should have it there. All right. So I'm going to use a wire to solder there. It's a very thin wire. Okay. The other part of the wire is going here. Okay. The wire is soldered. Okay. Now it's okay. Zoom in a little bit. Yes. Now it's okay. So let me plug the power again. Yes, oh no, the laptop turned on. All right, so it's working. Pressing again the power button, the laptop turns off. Pressing again the power button. Yes, it turns on. Pressing turns off. Problem fixed. Problem fixed. Removing the power. I'm gonna put some solder mask on this area here and finish the job. Probably we don't need any solder mask. There's nothing wrong here. We're gonna assemble the laptop back to the case and give it back to the customer. So that was the problem. We fixed a line that was broken on the 3.3 volts of the power button. Until next time, on the next video, please subscribe or give us a like to help us continue recording videos like this. Until next time, thank you. Ciao.